Hello and welcome to this video on Kali. Kali is one of the Hindu goddesses, one of the 10 wisdom goddesses, Mahavidya, from the Hindu tradition and yoga. So Kala in Sanskrit means time, and Kali is very much the goddess of transformation, of this constant movement of changes in our lives, the cycles of life and death, the creation and destruction that come hand in hand together. So really impermanence. And in that respect, Kali can be quite confronting and intense as a goddess because, sometimes we resist change and we don't want to go along with what's necessary for us to get to the next stage in our growth. So yeah, she's really this force of evolution in a way, of really moving us along and helping us also uncover the layers that might be keeping us away from what's inside. So she helps to cut off the ego, and she actually has this very fierce look about her. She's a dark blue color, often described compared to the Dark Knight, and has many arms like all those wonderful Hindu goddesses, and she's holding a sword and head chopper, a severed head. She wears a necklace of skulls around the neck, and often maybe even shown with dripping blood. Like it's really intense and quite scary, to be frank. But also like such an interesting, powerful figure, and that's what she does. It's really to wake us up, and it's also for our own good in many ways. So the other side of Kali, like she's also a very beautiful goddess, and she's also depicted as the Great Mother, as Kali Ma. So in that respect, she has this compassion, and she brings about this change probably for the better. So we'll just explore her through a little asana and a meditation throughout this video. So I'll just invite you first to find a seat on your knees. And so this is with our ankles, knees together. So we're just sitting onto the heels, and hands can rest on the legs. And take a moment to feel your weight into the earth, maybe even close the eyes, peer into the darkness, that dark night of Kali. And start to connect to the breath, the cycles of inhalation and exhalations that carry us to the creation and destruction of everything, impermanence. And then let's open the eyes and take your hands behind you, clasp the hands, so palms are touching. Inhale to open through the chest and release your hands down. I'll just show you from the side. Release your hands down towards the floor as you look up. And on the exhale, find a forward fold with your hands still bound. Good, just this humility as well, that we can show towards all of life's lessons and events that might jolt us awake. Inhale to come up and open through the chest, and exhale to release. Good. And one last time, opening up. And Kali resides in the heart chakra, which is the spiritual center at the center of the chest. And then release your hands. Good. And we're back into that pose on our knees. Vajrasana means thunderbolt pose, and Kali is often described as lightning is thunder. So as I said, that the life event that might jolt us awake, so that we move out of our maybe some complacency, maybe a place where we're stuck, and we realize there's change that's required, and we need to put in the work, and it can be quite confronting. And in the sense of yoga, that would be also being able to release the stories, being able to see ourselves more truly by cutting off attachments. So all the identities that yoga tells us we're not the body, we're not the mind even, and we're definitely not all the stories we might tell ourselves. So Kali forces us through this movement on like a lightning bolt, really, like waking us up at once. And then let's find our way up from the heels. So come onto your knees here. Yeah. Go a little further so you can see me better, and I'll turn also to the side again so you can see me. So from here, we'll be taking our heart-opening camel pose, Vajrasana, but we're not quite warmed up, so we'll go easy and maybe just do a prep version, and if you feel good, you can go a bit further, or if you had a practice right before this, you might feel open enough to go into it, but definitely listen to the body. So let's place the hands at the back, at the lower back, and press your pelvis a little forward, firm through the legs. Good, and lengthen the tailbone down. Good, and I'll turn all the way around so you can see what I'm doing with my hands, placing the fingers to point towards the sky. Bring your elbows in towards each other, and then walk your hands, keeping firm through the legs. Hips are right above the knees. Keep walking the hands up until maybe you reach the ribs, and you can even lift the heart here with your hands. And as you do so, start to lean back and arch the spine. Look up towards the sky. And take a few breaths here. Keep the breath coming in and out. And last breath. And the inhale takes you back up and come to sit onto your heels. You can close the eyes for a moment. And you might feel all kinds of sensations right now. The whole body waking up. I know I can often hear or feel my heart after this pose, as it's been widely opened. And the heart is pulsing all the blood around the body, and that's also another symbol of Kali. This bit of vitality and the source of life, right? Just this breath is also prana, the life force. So she's animating us and keeping us very much awake. And actually the way she's depicted often is dancing on Shiva's corpse, so the Lord Shiva, who is her consort, and the Lord of Destruction, but he's completely dead, he's corpse-like if she's not there, so he needs her to animate him, animate our consciousness. We need Kali for that. Let's come back up onto the knees, and this time if you'd like to come and reach for the feet, if you have blocks, you're welcome to also place them on the high side, for instance, or any level. I'll just show the variation with our toes tucked here. Okay, and then placing your hands again and preparing the same way we did, walking the hands up the back, lifting the heart up, shoulder blades squeezing and elbow squeezing to the center. Keep your pelvis thrusting forward and the tailbone lengthening. Now can you start to go back? Good, and maybe you'll reach your hands to your feet, both hands. Once you're there, you can start to press your heart open once more. The chest and collarbone are widening. And use this support of the feet to find a deeper back bend, but be mindful of your lower back. And if it feels okay for your neck, you might even tilt the head all the way back. Just giving up the mind and the chatter and all the things that keep us separate. Last breath here. Good. And then the inhale takes you up. And the neck is last. Good. And let's find our seat once more. Notice if the breath is a bit more expansive. Feel free to close the eyes and find that inner call. Just observing everything. drawing everything in. Good. And let's open the eyes again. Nice. And then I'll invite you to find a seat in which you'll be comfortable for a few more minutes. And now we'll come into meditation with the mantra Hamsa, which is pretty much a reverse of Soham. You might have heard of Soham as a mantra, and if you haven't, it's fine. So we'll just take Soham and do it, reverse it. This is the way I've learned it, and if you have learned it differently, well, it's an occasion to try it, to change and try something new. Why Soham Hamsa mantra is interesting is it really replicates the sounds of the breath, the cycle of the breath, and so you can really use this mantra, which is a sound, right, a vehicle for the mind made of sound, to attach your consciousness to and to stay present to the breath. So the way it'll go is in your mind. Whenever you inhale, you'll go and when you exhale, your mind will go so. Or it could be without the chanting, could just be hum, so, hum, so. Inhale, hum, exhale, so. And so let's do this for a few moments. Once more, closing the eyes, finding your spine tall in your meditation seats, and if you're uncomfortable, find a way to be still for a little longer, and for your body to rest onto the floor, and then the breath comes back naturally in and out through the nostril. And silently in your mind, you tell yourself, hum on the inhale, so on the exhale. Don't force the breath to meet the mantra, but just let the breath flow naturally. Don't change anything. And let the mantra become this natural rising from the breath, like a call. And imagine that as you're repeating this mantra into your mind, you're actually calling your name, yourself. Except it might not be the way you call yourself habitually. But this is the name of what's much deeper, a version of you that is beneath all the other identities that you carry, at the core of who you are. And let the exhalation be offered up to the heart center, melting and softening with the breath. Calling hum, so, which means I am that I am. You just are. No need need to add anything after I am. Simply what is, you are that. And then gently bring the meditation to a close and open your eyes. So this mantra is one of the ways to invoke Kali and to work with her. I hope this has been useful to you and interesting. And I wish you a beautiful day. Namaste.